caution-free race, and that has just allowed this leader to get away from everyone. He has put even more time on Ferrari Nut. He's about 2,600 feet behind him. So Ferrari Nut, it looks like if he can stay there, he will secure second. But man, anything can happen. It's lap 24 of 25. This is the last one. So as long as Wow can hang on to it for the rest of this lap, he's going to be the winner. Who are you watching, 49er?
I'm still riding with Aries. I'm looking at the map, looking at the field, and trying to see. There seems to be a battle going on back here for eighth between Justin and Scissor Blades as we come up on the last lap. Scissors in 8th, Justin in 9th.
We have, wow, that's garbage. He is rounding the couple of last turns. If he can make it past these, and he has had a flawless race tonight. If he can make it past these turns, he's going to be your winner. We're going to follow him for the rest of the race. He's going to have Ferrari Nut behind him about 2,400 feet. So he just has to get around this final turn, and we're going to get him past the flag, and we'll announce him the winner. But man, oh man, what a great race for him here tonight. He has just ran it perfectly. No mistakes. You haven't seen a lot, and here he comes, showing off just a little bit as he crosses over that line. Wow, that's garbage is your winner here at the Grand Prix of Mugello. Huge congratulations. What a great race for him. An absolutely fantastic caution-free race, and that has just allowed this leader to get away from everyone. He has put even more time on Ferrari Nut. He's about 2,600 feet behind. All right, good evening, guys. We're gonna do a quick mic check, make sure everything is good to go. We'll wait for that, make sure everything is good. Man, what an incredible racing weekend. So much going on, and tonight is no different. We have the Homestead Memorial Day race number 3. And you've seen these guys take on circuits like Daytona and Mugello, but tonight we are testing these drivers with some tight racing at Homestead Oval for 100 laps. I want to give a shout out to 49er. How you doing tonight?
I am fine. Frozen, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for tonight. I want to see some more oval racing. These guys are awesome, and I see a lot of people joining chat already. We have Preston and Notorious Nate. Thank you so much. Nate is out there going to be racing tonight, so it's cool to see him in chat also. But before we get to that, tonight we have another driver spotlight, and tonight's driver spotlight is with Aries, who drives the number 9 for A-Tech Racing. A very talented driver who is always ready to compete at the highest level. He missed the very first race, but after a strong race at Mugello, he bolted up the standings to 8th with 18 points. So, without further ado, let's welcome Aries to the booth. Aries, how are you doing?
I'm doing great today, guys. How are you all today?
An awesome welcome by 49er.
Right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm ready for some oval racing. And I gotta ask you, Aries, coming in on race number 2 and missing out on those points, what's your mindset going into the rest of the season?
Well, right now, given that we missed the first week of the season, so we've got to climb a big mountain right now in the points. So need to focus on execution, getting good starting areas, hopefully taking poles. Every point counts. Getting podium finishes last week definitely was the fastest car, but obviously these guys ran a great race, and so circumstances arise to where you have to just fight for every position. Started 13th. And we were able to get a 3rd. Races like that are going to get us back into the points race. I think we're sitting 8th right now out of the 16, so we still got a mountain to climb. Just going to be consistency, staying out of trouble and being consistent.
Consistency is the name of the game, so knowing you are very consistent, so I can just see you continuing to move on up. And like I said, already, just after one race, you're already 8th in standing, so I guarantee you'll keep moving on up with that. All right, Aries, what is your favorite track on schedule, and what is your least favorite?
To be honest, I really don't have a favorite or an unfavorite. I think each one of them possesses a great challenge for drivers. Some easier than others. Other ones being more technical. Other ones being more methodical in terms of how you drive and knowing when to push and whatnot. So I enjoy every single track. You know, if I have a hard time at a track, I like to practice a lot and make myself better to where I like the track. I'm comfortable with the track. I think those that don't like tracks, it's just because they're not comfortable there. They don't spend the time there to understand how that track needs to be driven. But with a little bit of practice, I think, you know, as long as you know what you're doing, you can get anybody can get on that track and start throwing down some times and pulling in some victories.
That's actually a great way to look at it. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. When somebody does not like a track, it's true. It's probably because they're not comfortable there, and they probably just need to put more time into it and make sure that they're comfortable around the track. But I love that answer. That's awesome. All right, Aries, what's your style of racing? Do you save tires, push early? What do you do?
To be honest, I'm a go get the fastest lap, try to get at the front and take off kind of guy. Last week was a prime example of what I was able to do. From 13th to the 3rd, competed for the lead, took the lead. Unfortunately, the downside of that is you use up your resources such as tires and fuel. And in that case there, it ended up coming back and biting me in the butt due to the fact that Garbage and Ferrari were able to stretch it. If I had maybe a couple more laps, it would have been a different ball game. But things like that, aggression, pushing the car is what I like to do to see what the car can do. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword.
It's true. It's true. But so far, it's worked out really well from you. We saw you last week. If I remember correctly, isn't that the track that you had the fastest time, but it was dirty? So that's what moved you to the back. And throughout all of that, you somehow managed to just go right through the entire field all the way back up. It was actually very incredible to watch. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Luckily, a lot of these guys are good racers. They knew I was coming. A lot of them waved me around and just said, "Hey, I know you're there. Go ahead and go, buddy." And I was like, "That's awesome."
Which is good. I mean, that's how it should be. Just communication and know what's going on in the track. And if you know someone is faster, just don't hold them up. You know, it could cause cautions and everything else. So that's good racing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next question. What do you do for fun other than racing and video games?
Well, I'm in law enforcement, so I'm constantly busy dealing with a bunch of interesting clientele, if you so will. A bunch of different people out there in this world. But it's a rewarding job, so I appreciate all that. I have a lovely wife, takes good care of me, got my dog. But mostly I love to compete online. You know, stuff like the esports would have been something I would have liked to get into. Unfortunately, just hadn't had the time to put track time on there, so there's no point in throwing your nose into something that you don't have any business in, and when you don't know how to turn left exactly or when to turn and how to brake. So laid off of that for a little bit, just been on Forza, play some music once in a while, just some simple things. Real mellow guy. I like to go out in my garden sometimes and just work on stuff out there, you know, whatever kind of takes the stress off.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you have a high-stress job there, so I can totally see where that would come in. All right, I have another question, and we'll let you get on to qualifying, because I know that's starting soon. How do you feel about Homestead? What are your chances today?
As of right now, so I finally converted from the to the master race of wheels for oval. So running a TMX Pro Thrustmaster, recently purchased. Very happy with it. Was running fast times with the controller. It wasn't a problem. We were running about 24 360s right in that neck of the woods. Once I went to this wheel, I'm starting to see some 0.2s, up 0.290s and stuff. So it's definitely faster. I feel comfortable. That's what I've seen so far. I see a lot of fast cars out there. Anything can happen, as like what happened last qualifying. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully everybody can stay in their lanes, communicate, and I think we'll have a good night tonight.
I think so. We got a lot of stuff to look out for tonight. But for now, Aries, thank you so much for being in the booth. I appreciate it. A great interview with you, and I wish you a ton of luck tonight.
Absolutely,
Good
folks.
luck.
Thanks for having me, and happy Memorial Day to all those who have served today.
Definitely. Yes,
Thank you.
happy Memorial Day. And speaking of which, you have served also, 49er. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you for your service also.
Thank you. I appreciate that. 10 years, United States Navy.
awesome. That is absolutely amazing. Yeah, definitely thank you for your service, and I hope we have a fantastic race tonight. It's gonna get crazy, 49er. We have 100 laps here. Expect to get 50, almost 50 laps of fuel going in here. So I think we're only gonna see a one-stopper if it all goes green, but it's an oval race. I'm not expecting it to go green, 49er. There's a lot of guys that when you get up on somebody, it breaks through the bubble, and if you hit that person or even come near that person going into turn, you're more than likely gonna wreck out that person. So I think we're gonna see some cautions tonight.
I'm gonna go with you on that one. You know, last week, Mugello, not only was it an incredible race and the finish was couldn't have asked for a better finish with all the intensity and drama, but there were no cautions. And you're
I
talking
know.
about left turns and right turns and all of that, and now you're on an oval, so you would think that there wouldn't be any cautions here, but I mean, you know, anything could happen, like you said. And I agree with you, and I just want to say congratulations to you on being part of the Memorial Day race weekend. I mean, that's really, really cool that this is happening and actually on Memorial Day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pumped. We have a great race, a lot of guys out here ready to go. We have a lot of people out in the audience, so thank you for joining us tonight. That brings me to betting. It is open, so if you guys want to put those bets out there, you are more than welcome to. I don't think I'm ready up, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. But yes, put those bets in if you want to. You can also wait until after qualifying. Now, these guys are going to be running anywhere from 24.2s upwards to 24.7s. We're kind of varying on the board here. The thing these guys have to watch out for is those first several guys that qualify in those best spots. So the pole sitter, the guy on the outside, we got 3 and 4 also. They need to watch their pit stalls. If they go in too quickly into their pit stalls, they will miss their pits and they will come out with no fuel and no tires. So that's something we're gonna have to look out for tonight.
As if we don't need any more drama. The plot thickens, you know. So now not only do you got to time and figure out your strategy, but then, you know, something else into the mix. You got to, you know, get yourself situated just perfectly to go into your pits, or else you're screwed.
It's true. It's true. And speaking of all this, let's talk about last week. We were at Mugello and we saw fantastic racing from start to finish. WoW led the most laps. Strategies were different and tire wear was a huge issue, but Garbage ended up taking home the win with teammate Ferrari Nut finishing second and Aries rounding out the podium. So it was a great night for racing for them. I know they had a lot of fun and it was really cool to see them out there. 0 cautions, guys. I'm going to say it again, I don't think we're going to see that tonight, but we'll see what happens. But I appreciate all these guys betting out there. But man, 49er, I want to get a guesstimate. What do you think we're going to have for cautions out there?
I want to keep hope alive, but realistically, you know, I'm going to go with what I thought we'd have last week and say at least 3.
Yeah, I think you're being kind. I think we're gonna see a little bit more than that. Because I know these cars. Faith. Well, I have a lot of faith. These guys, if they can do Mugello and they can do it in 0 cautions, they can do this. But there's so many tricky spots with this. And we're gonna go to qualifying right now, guys. We're getting ready. You're gonna see them out there. Look for those times, 24.2s to 3s. All the way up to 7. So let's watch and see what these guys can do. All right, we got Aries out there. We're going to take a look at him, see what's going on. These guys, they are ghosted for each other, so they're not going to have to worry about any of that. Let's see if we can get race stats and everything. They have 4 laps. Now, a lot of these guys are going to take it differently. Some of these guys, we're going to see him wind the car up, so they're going to run the outside. Aries, you can see him running that outside as he's trying to get the car wound up and get the most speed he can. Then he's going to probably take the last 2 laps and run it as quickly as he can. So he's going to dive down to the apex in the center of the turn, and that's going to get him that fastest lap. We have some guys like Ferrari Nut who are apparently able to get a super fast time on that high side, but most of them out there, we're going to see some running the low line for the entire time. We're going to see some diving down from the high side. It's just how they're comfortable with. And now we're already starting to see we're on lap 3 of 4. So, so far, the fastest. Let's see if we can get a fastest lap here. Fastest lap does go to Aries with a 24.3, and I've seen him as fast as a 24.2. It's super hard to get a dirty lap here, so I'm assuming that he is very, very safe in how he's doing, 49er.
I think so too. I mean, the way as fast as that lap time is, you know, and he said in the interview that, you know, he'd just gotten some new equipment and he felt comfortable with it. And, you know, if he's running fast lap times on a controller, it was a given that he was going to run as fast as he is now that he has a wheel.
Yeah, you know, a wheel, they could probably have a little bit of an advantage here. I mean, you're able to hold a more stable line. You're able to control everything a lot more. He is brand new on that wheel. He just got this thing, and this is the perfect track to take it to. It's an oval, and it's a lot more gentle than, say, taking it to a road course for the first race. So I think it's going to really work out for him. So let's go ahead and take a look. We will have Aries on pole, 24.3. Look at how close these times are. We have Notorious Nate, 24.4. Scissor Blaze at 24.3. Same with Justin. J-Mac at 24.3. So many guys out there. Flow Dog, BDF. A lot of close times out here. Skylin, he got a DNF. I don't know if he lagged out 49er, but if he can get back in here, he will be starting in the back.
And let's look at some of the rookies. Larry B the G got a 24.5. Notorious Nate got a 24.4. Dave got a 24.6, although it's 666. I'm kind of scared of that. I'm not going to look at that anymore.
Yeah, that number might make you a little nervous. But yeah, I think these guys, I mean, it's a draft track. So if you can hang on to that draft, you're going to be in the game. I think that we're going to see a lot of separation, though. We're going to see a lot of packs going in, and we'll have 4 or 5 packs once we get some green laps in. But man, these guys really have to watch being on top of each other, because you can wreck each other doing that. We saw it last year, last season in season 3 between BDF and his teammate at the time, Styx. They ended up wrecking each other in one of the races on the final lap, I believe. So neither one of them after leading so many laps. Yeah, it was crazy. So I'm hoping we don't see that tonight.
You're right. And you know, you touched on it earlier that, you know, as the race begins, you're still going to be jockeying for position. You're going to be trying to find, hopefully, your teammate to draft with and everything. And that's where all the calamity can happen, because, you know, you're trying to find that line. You're trying to work with your teammate or work with somebody else, and all that moving around as you go into the turns. That's where all the chaos can happen. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works out.
Absolutely. And this is really anyone's race. You know, it's one of those tracks that anyone can really win it. I'm not counting anybody out. You just have to be able to hold that line and race in a pack, and that can be very daunting for some people. It can be very scary, and when you're getting around so many people and you're in an open wheel car, so a lot can happen. Tires can get hooked together. If you can't hold that line, that's going to be an issue. So we're going to be able to see tonight who can manage in a pack at close quarters, and who is going to drop back and who is not comfortable with that. Is going to be very, very close. But make sure, if you want those bets, that you get them in, because I'm going to shut it down very soon, because we're going to get to racing, guys. And I'm hoping, knock on wood, that we can just go green, because I know a couple of times we've had to do restarts because we had lag outs. So I'm hoping that tonight we can get through that.
Are we missing anybody?
We should. I mean, we have 18 in here, so we got a full group. Everyone is here. We're good to go. So let me just make sure. I know there's a lot that are not readied up. We even have Wow here, and he was just in Charlotte with J-Mac. These guys are NASCAR Pro League drivers. They just got back into town today after an insane weekend. They were out racing at the Charlotte race yesterday. So absolutely incredible. I'm glad they're able to make it today, but I can guarantee you these guys are tired tonight.
Absolutely, and that's so awesome. Congratulations to those guys for just being a part of it. That's like way cool.
Absolutely. Bam Nation, thank you for coming in here. Aries is the pole sitter tonight. This guy is on fire. He raced last week, got on the podium, had a fantastic race, had the fastest lap, but it got disqualified because it was a dirty lap, so we had to start in the back. But guys, we are going to the race, so wish these guys luck. Here we go. We're gonna get these guys situated. We will have a pace lap, and first we're gonna introduce these guys and get them moving. The Homestead 150 49er. Are you ready for this?
I am. You know, I've always been a fan of ovals, and even more when I'm not driving on them. So yes, I'm ready for this.
All right, let's go to Aries. Who is your pole sitter in the number 9 A-Tech Racing? Let's go to BDF, who is on the outside of Aries. BDF is in the number 10 car for Redemption Racing. He is driving that Honda, and you can see that paint scheme out there looking very good. All right, we're gonna move to third, who is Ferrari Nut in the number 62 for Nighthawk Williams Racing. He is in that Honda, very strong out here so far. So I think another one will be here tonight. Let's go to Flow Dog, who is in the number 81 for Fluffball Motorsports. He is in that Chevy, and you can see that beautiful paint scheme. These guys do their own paint schemes. It is amazing. In fifth, we have Scissor Blades, and he is out here racing for Slice and Dice Motorsports in the number 5. He is in a Chevy. In sixth, we have Hayden in the number 15, racing for Raging Redneck Racing. He is out there sporting that Honda, looking very good. In seventh, we have Leaf Justin, the number 24. He is racing for Racing A Racing, and he is out there in that Chevy. In eighth, we have J-Mac Attack, who is Leaf Justin's teammate. He's in the number 1 car. He is your defending champion of Season 3, and he is racing for Racing A Racing. In ninth, we have Skylan. He is out there in the number 4 car for Fluffball Motorsports in that Chevy. And 49er, you go ahead and take it away.
All right. In 10th, Duke the Rebel, part of that Marlboro Whalen Racing team. He's driving the, excuse me, number 86 Honda. In 11th, we have Votech, the second half of the A-Tech Racing Chevy team, driving the number 76. In number 12th place, the man who's won over many hearts, driving with very good skill. Wow, that's garbage. Driving the number 6 Honda, part of that Nighthawk Williams Racing. I like that word, Nighthawk. Notorious Nate is starting 13th. He is part of, where are you, Notorious? The Slice and Dice Motorsports, driving the number 48 Chevy. 14th, we have Dion for Dub, part of that Underdog Racing, driving the number 42 Honda. 15th, we have Larry B. the G, driving a number 73 Honda, part of that Redemption Racing. And 16th, we have David. Where are you, David? Part of the second half of the Underdog Racing team, driving the number 89 Honda. And that looks like it's the end of the field. Those are your 16 drivers.
Those are your 16 drivers, and we're going to go ahead and get this first pace lap going. Once they round the final turn, they will be going to green. But man, these guys are doing a great job. Let's make sure that they can hear me. They should be able to hear me.
I love when they turn the wheel when we introduce them. It's like they're doing a little breakdance.
All right, so we need to get this camera. We need to get these guys moving. Hopefully, they can hear me now. They heard me. David's watching the stream, so he's telling them, "Let's go." All right, we're gonna pace these guys. So we have 100 laps. The first lap is a pace lap. We're gonna have a cool down lap once we hit 102. So 100 laps of craziness, of intense racing, pack racing. I'm excited. It's gonna be very, very cool. We're gonna have Aries lead us off for the start. He will count us down. Again, a huge shout out to everyone in the chat. Bam Nation, what's going on? Breezy. I remember. It was awesome meeting you and everything. But yeah, let's get these guys moving, and we're going to start once we come off of turn 4.
You know, something you alluded to earlier is, you know, this is an open track, so it's anybody's race, whether you like ovals or whether you don't like ovals. I mean, if you're not good on the circuit tracks, this is a track for you. So this could be anybody's race because all you're doing is making left turns.
Absolutely. I mean, it really, truly is anyone's race. So it should be very cool and very close. These guys are rounding out. They're counting it down, getting ready to go green. Let's start 100 laps. Homestead 150. Here we go. Aries has an amazing start. He is coming off, going into turn 1. These guys having a very, very great start. We have guys going 3 wide back there. We're going to have to take a look and see how they're doing. But man, great start so far here, 49er.
Absolutely. I'm back here watching Ferrari Nut in third. Just, you know, it's really early. You don't want to make too many aggressive moves. I think he's just cruising right now, seeing what Aries and BDF do, as they are already side by side, and BDF is making a move.
Absolutely. This is crazy. So many guys going 2-3 wide. Absolutely incredible. Here we go. We're looking at Ferrari Nut right now, and he's got Aries and BDF in his sights. These guys pretty single file. I knew they were going to get spread out, but I'm surprised with how they're spreading out already. We do have some side-by-side action back there a little bit, but for the most part, they're just taking it easy. They know they have a lot of laps to go, and with 50 laps that you can run on fuel, we're not going to see these guys going for quite a while. "49er, who are you watching?"
I'm trying to pick because this... Oh, scissor blades up into the wall. Oh, and he gets hit in the back.
Looks like that is going to be a caution. Oh, some confusion going back to the caution. You just see mayhem. These guys are just wrecking everywhere. Welcome to Homestead, guys, where tight racing and close quarters is gonna get ya. You have to race back to the line. Yeah, you have to race back to the line. I think that caused some confusion. Some guys I saw getting on the brake as soon as they had the caution out, and that really stacked the field up, and off they went.
Yeah, Frozen, I'm still riding with scissor blades. It looked like when he went into turn 3, went a little high. I don't know if it was on purpose or accidental, and he hit the wall, and as he was trying to recover, Larry B the G came up from behind and hit him in the back, and then all hell broke loose. His car probably has a lot of damage because he is driving on the apron right now, trying to putz his way up to the pits.
Yeah, you know, we're going to have a lot of guys that have some damage here. Damage is on, so you really have to watch what you're doing. And so I know that we're going to have some takers simply because they got to fix that damage. From what I'm seeing, we have about 4 to 5 guys going into pits, possibly more. We have BDF, who is your leader out there, so he is going to stay out along with the top guys. We have Aries in second, we have J-Mac in third, Hayden Salmons in fourth. In fifth, we have Sky, 6 Dion, 7 David. I know Justin had to go in to fix some damage, so we're going to see a couple of that going on.
You know, going in and out of those pits, it's no joke, man. I mean, it's a good thing this is just a game.
I know. Yeah, with some of these wrecks, it's absolutely incredible, and it's a good thing that it is only a game. Otherwise, that could be very dangerous. I know that they are trying to make better safety calls for IndyCars, but it is dangerous, guys. These open wheels, with the speeds that they travel at, it's dangerous. But this is a game. They are perfectly safe out here, which is a great thing. We see a guy, Scissorblades, who is the one that I originally started with. He is going out there to get his lap back, so I would assume that they are going to stay out another lap.
Yeah, when you asked me who I was watching, it was so hard to pick one car because you go from first to second to third to fourth to fifth, and then I got the Scissors at sixth, and it was just like back to back to back racing, that whole front pack. It was just hard to watch one car because they were all just, you know, trying to maintain their lines and figure out if they want to make a move or not, because, you know, it was still early in the race, and, you know, then Scissors, you know, lost control and got hit, but still it was intense, and we're only on lap 9.
Yeah, I mean, so much going on, and it's hard to keep track of every single person in here. There's so much going on in such a short time. You can miss some of it. These guys are just all over the place and on top of each other, so it's going to be very tight racing tonight.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know who it was because I didn't get that far back, but I know that, and you probably saw it too, there were a couple of cars that were trailing in the back, so I know they're happy for this caution.
Yes. We should be going green this time around, so BDF will be your leader, who will be counting it down, and so Aries and J-Mac and all these guys are going to have to really anticipate them going green, but here we go. After caution 1, we're going to go green as soon as this starts, and here we go. BDF has a great start. Aries a little bit behind, but not too much. J-Mac is going to give it a little nudge, trying to get them moving. From what I'm hearing, we have somebody in the back already spinning. I do believe that's David. We have a 3-4 car pileup. That is going to be another caution, guys. These guys are at that race back to the line.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So already at number 2. I said 3, so we're going to probably go way past that. But real fast, I just want to give a shout out to J-Mac. You know, being that it's Memorial Day and he has the camo paint scheme, and on behalf of all of the military service members, men and women, I appreciate that, J-Mac. That's really cool. Thank you.
Absolutely. Awesome car. He put a lot of time into it. You can see all those sponsors there. Great car out here. Memorial Day, guys. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. We do have to remember those that we've lost, those who sacrificed literally everything to make sure that we have our freedom. So it's very important to honor those guys, guys and gals. Man, you know, a lot goes into it. The families, everyone is affected. So we should definitely honor them.
Absolutely. I don't know what happened. Maybe you saw it, but whatever David got caught up in, yeah, he's struggling trying to get to the pits.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to go around again, but let's take a look back here, see what's going on with him. His car is just absolutely done. He has made it on pit road, but man, he was definitely struggling trying to get that back there. He's going to have to go in, fix that damage. You can just see The power in that thing was absolutely just gone. We're gonna bring it back up here. BDF is still your leader. I want to say hi to Monkey Dust and Austin Rocks. Thank you so much for joining. Monkey says, I went to the Indy 500, so your weekend was awesome. So much going on out there. I've been there before. Absolutely amazing. I bet you had a fantastic time there, so very cool. And then we have Bam Nation, who was at the Coca-Cola 600. So you were out there when we had our guys J-Mac and Wow That's Garbage. They were out there racing for the Pro League. So that's pretty awesome. I hope you guys had a great time.
I bet it was hot.
From what I'm understanding, very hot. I know it was like 95 here. 49er, we have a lot of takers for Pit Road. We have Larry B the G, Ferrari Nut, Duke the Rebel. We have Wow going in. A lot of takers. And we're on lap 13.
Well, you know, I mean, you come into the race with your pit strategy and fuel and tires. So when then you go in, you know, we're early in the race, and you have cautions. So do you take advantage of early pit stops and maybe prolong yourself? I mean, it's a hit and miss. You know, you could win by the pit stops and you could die by the pit stops. Unfortunately, as we saw last week at Mugello.
Absolutely. You know, and we saw a lot of variance as far as tire wear and fuel goes, but you know, it's an oval. I don't think that we're going to see a lot of variance going in here, but these guys should be able to go green this time around. So we're going to get going and take a look at BDF as he leads them off to another green flag run. Let's try to get these guys moving. And once they spread out, I think we're going to see a good race. But here we go, guys. The Homestead 150 back in action for this green run.
I'm riding back here with Dion Frozen, and as we were watching the start, it looked like a couple of the drivers up front, maybe Hayden, didn't really get a good start, and that kind of slowed up Skylin and Dion is slowly dropping back.
He's slowly dropping back, but he's got some action going on right next to him. He's got Notorious Nate coming up next to him. Flow Dog just passed him on the inside. Dion on the outside, and it is hard. It is very hard to make a pass on the outside, especially when you are by yourself. But he's doing a great job out there. He's currently in 8th. We have Flow Dog in 7th and Notorious Nate in 9th. You got your eyes on there, 49er.
I'm back up here in front watching this 4-pack between BDF, Aries, J-Mac, and Skylin. And I tell you what, if one of them sneezes, the other one's going to cough, because they are that close.
Wow, That's Garbage is in the pits. Once again, I'm not sure what kind of struggles he is having. I know that he had to buy some new equipment right before this race, so I'm curious if he's having equipment failure. But right now, BDF is getting pushed by Aries. Aries just all over him. These guys is super, super close. You could cover him with a blanket. Absolutely incredible. This front pack is insane, 49er. Absolutely incredible.
Oh, side by side. Side by side, J-Mac and Skylin. Oh, give him room, give him room. Oh, BDF spins.
BDF is spinning. He gets with Sky, and these guys are just completely taken out. Hayden Salmons is going to be your new leader. He is going to have to race back to the line, but man, a lot of guys involved in this. This was insane. I mean, when you have guys racing this close, I keep saying it, you can't get on the back bumper of somebody, especially going into the turns. It isn't NASCAR. You can't bump draft and be safe with it. These are open wheel racing, and when you have this bubble behind, and if you break that bubble and you even get near these guys, you're going to take the air from them and you're gonna wreck them. And I think that's what we saw here. It's just the product of tight racing.
Absolutely. I mean, watching, you know, I'm riding with J-Mac, watching him and Hayden, and as they were coming out of turn 2, going down the what you would call the backstretch, you see all the cars that were in the help me
that were in the pits.
No, the below the white.
Oh, below the apron, yeah.
Yes, thank you. I had a brain fart, and they were just struggling to get back to the pits. I mean, that
Yeah.
wreck took out a lot of cars.
It did, and we have more takers going into pits. It looks like we have a car trying to get a lap back. Let's take a look at this front guy, though. Take a look at this. We have Hayden Salmons in that number 15. He races for Raging Redneck Racing. He is sporting that Honda. Man, he found himself out in the front. Can he hold these guys off? He has J Mac Attack, who has found a new thing for ovals. This guy is really coming to his own on ovals, and you can see it for the past few races on NASCAR and also in the Indy League. So that is one to look out for. Also in third, 49er, we have Votek, another strong player out here. Ovals obviously agree with him. He drives that number 76 for A-Tech Racing. We have Flow Dog in fourth. So a lot of great players out here.
Absolutely, and you can't count out fifth place Justin. You know, he's right there behind Flo. Now, hopefully they get a good start, because that's key in these restarts, is getting a good start.
Absolutely. These guys are going to go around again. We have a lot of guys again heading into pit road. We have Larry B, the G in pit road, Dion, Sky. We have Scissor Blades, Notorious Nate, Aries, who was our pole sitter. I think he probably was one that was coming out, and BDF, who was involved in that wreck. Take a look at these guys coming back out as they catch up to the lead pack, and hopefully we'll be able to go green this time around. We'll see if they can make it back up there.
So now, Frozen, you have Aries restarting in 15th and BDF restarting in 16th. They're going to have to work their way back to the front, and we are already on wreck number 3.
Wreck number 3, the caution, man. You know, I was expecting that we were going to have this. It is close quarter racing. Like I said, if you get on the bumper of the guy in front of you, it can be disastrous. We've seen it a few times already tonight. But hopefully we'll get these guys going green. It looks like they might actually go around once again. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the guys that were in the pits caught up to them just as they got to the line, so they'll probably go back around, as my screen just went black.
We have a lag going on. Yeah, we have some guys hitting back there. You know, once we see the black screen, we know it is not a good thing. I'm hoping that BDF did not lag out. We'll have to see what the ticker says going by here. Looks like BDF is still good to go. He is down a lap though, so we'll see what happens.
Unfortunately, Frozen, you know, with all the things that we've talked about in ovals, you know, he may be a lap down, but unfortunately, I don't think we've seen the last wreck, so he will probably be able to get his lap back at some time. Can you hear what's going on? Because Aries looks like he's going in again. And so does
we
Dion.
do have some people. Yeah, they're going to have to go in simply because when BDF apparently lagged, which caused a huge pileup back there, and some guys got some damage, so they had to go in to repair it. We're going to go around yet again. Absolutely crazy. You know, I've noticed that a lot on Forza, where you do have these issues. Lag outs tend to happen quite a bit. We have Aries going in, we have BDF going in, so they have to fix that damage, and we'll get going green once again. But it's tough. It's just how it goes.
Yeah. What I think you can cover them with a blanket, and I have the wonders of modern technology, because it seems like if we're not saying one, we're saying the other.
You know, it never lets you down. There's always either a lag out starting at the very beginning, or we have lag outs during the race, or some kind of issue like that during the race. So that's what we're seeing right here. BDF is known to have these issues with Forza, and I hate it for him. So hopefully he can still hang in there, but he did say he just saw everyone hit the wall and he just knew it wasn't going to be good. So luckily he's still here though. Here they go to green once again.
Web TV.
I know. A strong start. We have Hayden Salmons leading the field. J-Mac back just a little bit, but look at that third pack back there. Votek is leading him off, and he's got about 4 cars with him. Let's see if we can take a look. He is getting pushed by Flow Dog. Justin on the outside. He's got Ferrari Nut directly behind him. Now, Ferrari Nut is one you're going to have to look out for. He is playing both the inside and outside line, trying to figure out what is best for him. I'm a little worried about that backpack. We have 3 wide back there. Let's take a look at this. I have a black screen. I'm trying to get there.
Not good.
Oh, we have a car flipping. They look like they were 4 wide. Absolutely incredible, 49er. These guys were 4 wide and nowhere to go. We had a guy up on the wall and wrecked out.
I mean, nobody wants to see that. I mean, it's cool that it happened on the game. That was pretty cool though, because he had all 4 wheels on the wall. It was like that was pretty cool.
That is not what you want to be looking at though. If I was him, taking a look at the fence, I'd be like, oh crap, man, this is definitely not where you want to be. I have a feeling we're gonna see. I have a feeling we're gonna see a lot more takers for pit road. We have a couple of guys. A lot of guys that are limping back to pit road. Larry B the G and Wow That's Garbage. They are just struggling trying to get there.
I know I saw in the chat on the stream, someone was asking who the caution counter was going to be. I don't know who it is. But,
49er, I think it's you.
What are we at? 4?
I think we're at 4.
No.
You are our caution counter. Lap 27, and we've had 4 cautions. We have a whole lot of racing left to do. We're going all the way up, 100 laps of racing. Once you see it hit 102, we are finished. The race is over, and we will declare a winner of the Homestead 150. But man, oh man, it's been a heck of a racing. I would say 2 to 3 laps is our max of what we've gotten so far, 49er. Am I right, or am I off on that?
No, I honestly would go with that. You know, I mean, I think for every 2 or 3 laps, there's been a caution. So I think, you know, I mean, and Justin looked like he got plowed into the trash cans going into the pits. So, I mean, you can't even go into the pits without getting hit.
Yeah, I did hear a lot of yelling going on as far as drivers going. Just saying, whoa, what's going on? So, you know something is up, but man, these guys really just need to get some separation from each other. You don't have to be on top of each other, and if we're gonna see that all night, we're gonna see a lot of cautions. They need that give and take. So it's crazy. We need to get them separated though, and once we see that, we'll get those green laps in.
You're absolutely right. It's way too early in the race to be driving 3 and 4 wide when we're only on lap, you know, in the 20s, and you still have 100 laps to go. So, you know, everybody needs to just relax, drive your race, and stay, you know, respect where everybody's at and what's going on, because this, you know, we got a long way to go.
We do. We have a long way to go. I think they might go another lap from how they're talking, make sure everyone is good. Let's take a look at our top 5 though. We have J-Mac Attack in first. We have Flow Dog in second. Duke the Rebel in third. We have Sky in fourth. And we have David, one of our rookies, up here in the top 5. So a huge switch up over here. And, well, as soon as I say that, I think, wow, that's Garbage took over 5th. We'll see what these guys are doing. We're about 3 wide. We have guys switching spot, trying to make sure they're going where they should go.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm back here with BDF frozen, and now he's got Aries behind him. I see Notorious Nate just dipped in front of him. Now, yeah, I think, and now Hayden is in 16th.
You have a lot of strong names back here, and I guarantee they will be working together. Aries, BDF, and Ferrari Nut. They will be working together to make their way up here. Notorious Nate is another one. He is a rookie, first time this season, but these guys really need to work together safely and cautiously to make their way up front.
Okay, where's Notorious Nate going now?
We have people trying to get their lap back. There's a lot of guys that are a lap down right now, so they're trying to get that all figured out and get them moving.
Well, if there's a plus to any of this, there are no cautions.
Hayden! Why are you in chat? And I see that you have lagged out. What happened to you? Let me know in chat. You are supposed to be out here. We just saw you as the leader, and I heard that you hit the wall. Is that when you lagged out? What happened? Let's try to get the word on J-Mac. We have second as Flowdog, Duke the Rebel in third. Hopefully they will go green this time around. J-Mac is a Pro League driver. He is the championship winner for season 3 of SnB's IndyCar series. So he is out here trying to defend that. He's looking very, very strong tonight. Hopefully he can make it happen.
This restart is going to be very interesting.
We need to get that separation. I keep saying it, and if they can hear me out there, just give and take. You gotta have some patience, but we have J-Mac counting it down. We're gonna get ready to go green once again after caution number 4. Hopefully they will have a great start, but Flowdog is already anticipating his runoff here. Great start for these guys. Let's take a look. J-Mac heading into that first turn. I got my eye on that mid-pack, see what's going on back there. Who are you looking at, 49er?
I'm riding with, wow, that's garbage. Currently in 6th place, keeping the first 5 within arm's reach, not letting them get too far away. And he's got Dion behind him, currently in 7th place, again doing the same thing, kind of just watching everything up front, you know, because just like Hayden, even before he lagged out, you know, a wreck is bad, but it could be a blessing to somebody that's avoided it, because then all of a sudden they can be in first place.
Votech was around. We have a caution, guys. We see Votech wrecking. We have David with it. We have BDF out. That is going to bring out yet another caution. Caution number 5.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what happened to him, but I heard them saying, I'm around, I'm around. It was Votech. And I went and looked at him, and he was indeed around. We already see him back on pit road trying to fix that damage. A nice battle up here. We had Flowdog and J-Mac going side by side as they try to cross the line to start that caution. But we are under yellow.
Wow. And I don't mean wow. Uh-oh.
Very intense. You know, we're on lap 34 of 100. We're getting to the point where, man, it is... We don't have a ton of laps left, and these guys really, really need to watch it. If you want to make those moves up there, you gotta do it really smart. We have J-Mac, 62% fuel, 36.7 on tire wear on the left, 40 on the right. He's still got a while to go. He can stay out, and I guarantee you that's what he wants to do. These guys, if they don't need to go in, they're not going to, because out here, it is crazy. You need to keep that track position. If you're going into the pits for no reason, you're losing out on those positions, and it is so hard to gain them back.
I apologize for my dogs. They heard me say that we were already on 4 cautions and they got excited.
I'm glad they're enjoying the cautions. Some cautions are very exciting. We've seen some flips here, but man, I really hope that we get some green flag runs in. J-Mac, he so far has the best lap at a 24.0. So these guys are absolutely flying when they're in the draft and they can get some laps in. Time is not so important here. The important thing is, what do you do with draft? Can you handle it? And what moves are you making? That is going to get you the win here tonight. And of course, defending that position.
And that's the key, because, you know, while you're defending your position, you still need to be aware of where you are and who's around you, because it seems like everybody's trying to jockey for position and they're too close and they're rubbing and people are spinning out, and it's just, you know, it's still too early. But, you know, like you said, you know, if you're going to jockey for position, just be careful of who's around you and where you're at. Who's going around the track, Frozen?
We have Aries trying to get his lap back after that incident. We saw the field passing him up. He should have been safe to go at the time, so it is the right call to get him moving on. We have BDF coming out of pits. Aries should be coming around, so hopefully they will be good to go. But J-Mac will be your leader, leading them off to yet another green flag here.
Another green flag.
It's going back and forth, man. I can't keep up. You got green flags coming out. You got yellow ones all over the place. So these guys are making it very interesting this Memorial Day weekend.
Absolutely, and you know, you want to run a good race, and you obviously want to win. It's you know, we don't know what they're going through. You know, sitting here in the booth watching the race, they're trying to drive the way that they feel they need to drive. It's just not everybody's on the same page. So hopefully it works itself out as we get ready to restart.
Yeah, you know, they're gonna go around yet another lap. Let's take a look at our top five. Let's take a look at our top 5. We got J-Mac in first, Flow Dog in second, Duke the Rebel in third, Sky in fourth, and wow, that's garbage. He's gonna round out your top 5. Votech is in the back. Hayden Salmon's lagged out. Man, this race is keeping you busy, 49er.
Absolutely, and I feel bad for Hayden, because if I'm not mistaken, this is what, 3 weeks in a row?
I'm hoping these guys can go green, 49er. I'm sorry, I'm listening to these guys trying to get the story here. We have David, who's very confused about where he should be. He went in too early to pits, so he's had to give up a couple of positions because he shouldn't have gone into pits. That was too early. So they're trying to figure out where he is supposed to be. So they should be good to go this green this time around.
And you know, I mean, David being a rookie and everything is still learning, and he's focused on trying to run his race and you know, not be the cause of any wrecks or anything. So it can get confusing if you're not used to, you know, driving around other people and you know, all of that. So he'll get it together.
Absolutely. And here we go to green. J-Mac leading him off. Flow Dog, that anticipation. He's doing a great job of anticipating what he is going to do. A fantastic start for Flow Dog, not letting J-Mac get away too much. Duke the Rebel in third. We have Sky in fourth. Wow, that's garbage. And man, they are stacked up back there going too wide. I want to take a look and see if we can find them. Let's go back a little bit further. We're going to go back to Leaf Justin and take a look, see what's going on. We have Dion up really high, almost into that wall. We don't want to see anything happen to him. We have Ferrari Nut and Larry B the G. They were going side by side. A lot of close calls going on back here.
Hold her steady, Larry. Hold her steady.
Yeah, I want to get into this game view out here. We have Scissor Blades. He has Notorious Nate pushing him through the turn. Larry B the G stuck on the outside. We have BDF in 12th. He gets a little bit smushed into the turn going in there by Larry, but these guys are holding it out. We have a nice fight with Scissor Blades and Dion. These guys take it 3 wide as they try to separate each other and get moving. Aries goes on the inside underneath the apron there to try to make it safely around. Very, very close.
Come on. Oh.
Who was that? Was that Dion that got put into the wall? Let's take a look here. That was Dion Fordub got put into the wall.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's take a look back here. We're riding with Ferrari Nut at the moment. He's got Leaf Justin directly in front of him. These guys are trying to work together to get up there. J-Mac, who was our leader starting this green run, he is currently in 5th place, 49er. I don't know what happened up here, but man, things sure did get shuffled around.
If you blink while we're watching all the chaos and calamity in the back, these guys are still fighting up front. I'm riding with Skyland now, and he is all over J-Mac, who is trying to back off of WoW and make a run with WoW as they team up on the outside.
I'm watching Sky too, and he's got J-Mac directly in front of him. A single file line. We have Flow Dog, your current leader. Duke the Rebel in 2nd. Wow, that's garbage, moving on up to 3rd. And J-Mac, who lost several spots, to 4th. And Sky, who's just watching it all go down, just trying to hang back. He knows patience is the key right now. He doesn't want to push anything. He's giving J-Mac plenty of room to do what he needs to do. And in case anything happens, he's got the room to make a move if he needs to get out of the way. Good call on his part. He's just hanging back, just waiting for something to happen. Meanwhile, look who we have in 6th and 7th. Leaf Justin in 6th. Ferrari Nut moving his way on up. He is currently in 7th, working with Leaf Justin to catch up to these guys.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you know, Dion had the little mishap that he went through, and they're gaining on him.
They are. We have J-Mac passing Duke the Rebel as he was taking the outside. Rough spot to be on the outside with no help. Duke the Rebel, he tucks back in. J-Mac hits the apron just a little bit. No problem from him though, but man, that can be very brutal to you. But we're getting very, very stacked here. Duke the Rebel on the outside. Let's see who he is racing with. He's got Justin on the inside. Ferrari Nut takes it with Duke the Rebel. He dives down right in front of Justin, and these guys are off and running.
Yeah, Frozen, I'm still riding with Skyland. There's quite the little battle going on up here in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. You know, J-Mac team they go on the outside of, who was that? Flo, trying to team up on the outside, but that was close.
Great call for Flow Dog. He hit that apron, moved up, and stayed up there. He did not cause any harm to anyone. A great communication on their part. Wow, that Garbage is going to be your new leader as he approaches a car that is about to get lapped. Let's see if we can get a call on who that is.
Dion.
That is Dion.
That's Dion.
He is the one who got put into the wall earlier. No caution came out, so unfortunate for him, but they are quickly approaching him.
Yeah, it was bound to happen. I mean, there's 6 cars, 7 cars in this lead line. It was bound to happen. They were going to catch him regardless.
49er, these guys were going too wide. J-Mac had a ton of people drafting with him, and wow, that's Garbage got up the track a little bit. J-Mac tucked underneath, made it through with Duke the Rebel and Justin. And look who we have. We have teammates J-Mac and Justin who are working together. Duke the Rebel doing a little bit of blocking. Let's take a look with our new leader, Duke the Rebel. J-Mac on the inside. He is now out. It's going to be very, very close. This is one thing you don't want to see. You don't want to see tires get stuck together. Duke does have some help. He's got Wow, that's Garbage, and Wow's teammate, Ferrari Nut. We have a couple of teammates working together. Flow Dog and Sky are teammates. A little bit of contact between Duke and Justin 49er. This is incredible.
And this is once they got everything sorted out and worked, their way through all the kinks and started separating each other. This is the racing that we knew would happen. I'm back here riding with BDF as he is following. He's currently in 8th, but he is following behind Aries, trying to get some draft and work his way up to the front. Aries currently in 12th.
Yeah, these guys have a lot of work to do. They have their eyes on him. They do have a nice group with him. They have Scissor Blades, Notorious Nate, BDF, and Aries, a strong group of guys. They are catching them. You can see it slowly but surely. They're going to be able to get up to them, but they need to work together and play it safe. You really have to know your space. You can see they are not on top of each other. They don't want to hit each other into the turns or out of the turns. So giving that protective bubble around each other is the best thing that you can do to make sure you have that draft and catch up to those guys.
Absolutely. They're doing a great job too. That front pack is starting to become a lot closer. I'm impressed that either they're not going as fast as we think they are, which I doubt, or Dion is just running for his life.
Dion is. You know what? He is staying out of the way of these drivers, and I commend him for that. We have these guys making it safely around him. J-Mac in first, Duke the Rebel in second, Justin in third, Ferrari Nut in fourth. Let's take a look at these guys. So close. We have the top 7 or 8 guys. So close. We have another guy into the wall. No caution is going to be out. He stayed there. Let's see if we can get a count on who that is. Was that Dion again that got into the wall to stay out of the way? We'll have to see if we can get a count on that, but he has definitely fallen back even more. Yeah.
I think it was.
I hate to see that for him. This is a great track that you can do well on. I know I talked to him before the race, and he was not as confident as I was hoping he would be coming into this race. He is a guy that does great on turns, but look at this fight right here. We have Ferrari Nut. We have Garbage. These guys are fighting 3 wide. They are now 2 wide, but man, oh man, what a battle.
The good thing about that battle is, as awesome as it was to watch, nothing happened.
Absolutely.
Or nothing bad happened.
I'm getting some team communication. Like I said, Wow and Ferrari Nut, these guys are teammates. And I can hear him, hey, Wow, what is your fuel like? What are we doing? When do you need to go in? Let's go in together. Let's work together. These guys, they want that win. They are leading team points. And it's great to see them out here. We have Justin and J-Mac working together. Let's take a look at these guys. Duke the Rebel is kind of by himself. Duke's teammate is not up there, and that's hard to watch for him. He's got Hayden Salmons, who lagged out of the race. Hayden would definitely be up there in the mix, but Duke is a lone wolf going out there trying to get that win tonight, but he is so strong.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that the one bad thing about I guess for him is his teammate lagged out, but he's still capable enough. Look at him, and he's currently in second place. He's in the mix with the top 5. What happened?
Duke the Rebel and Justin getting very, very close. Duke gets underneath J-Mac, and we have a huge pileup. That wonderful green run comes to an end so quickly. Duke stuck a nose underneath there, and off J-Mac went. What a shame. J-Mac falls to 7th. These guys are racing to get back. Duke takes over first after that incident. Caution is out, guys.
Wow.
Incredible.
We were doing so good.
We were doing, yeah, exactly. I mean, these guys were looking so great. 2 3-wide racing, stacked up. We had 3 sets of teammates working together to make something happen. It happens, it's tight racing. We saw Duke and Justin get into it just a little bit, making some contact. Unfortunately, once Duke got under J-Mac in the turn, that's it. Tires locked and off you go. It was a great run. Lap 63 of 102. So far, J-Mac still has that fastest lap at 24.0. That is absolutely flying considering solo, you're running about 24.3 to 24.4.
You were so close. So close.
That was by far the longest green run. I'm not sure how many laps that was, but man, fantastic racing once they get out there. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I knew once you get separated just a little bit, and I can't even say that because these guys were so close together, but once they get settled in and they find their way of where they need to be, that's when the magic happens, and we saw it right there. What a beautiful green run. I know that we'll see more of that racing.
That was impressive. You know, the front pack was doing their thing and driving their lines, and everybody was being mindful of each other's positions, and the second pack was gaining on the first pack, and they were staying in line. I mean, that's what this race is supposed to be about once all the kinks and all the bugs get worked out.
Absolutely. You know, I'm expecting most of these guys would come in, and that they are. We have Larry B the G who decided to stay out. Actually, no, he is in. Now, let's see. All right, these... Oh, pit road, man, it is brutal. You can see the AI taking control.
Yeah.
A lot of bumping and banging going on here. Let's take a look. Duke the Rebel will come out first. I'm curious to see the mindset that J-Mac has right now. I don't hear him talking. I don't hear any negativity. Accidents happen. But, man, you know, I'm curious if tempers are going to start rising towards the end of this 49er.
I hope not. You know, you want everybody to race clean. I don't think any of the you know, rubbing and bumping and somebody spinning and wrecking, I don't think it was intentional. Everybody's just trying to, you know, they're trying to win the race. So hopefully there are no tempers flaring.
Absolutely. Yeah, it comes with it, though. You know, when you have this many cars and this little of a track with this high of speeds, it's going to happen. And I know that we had a couple of rivalries going on for Season 3. I guarantee we're going to see it for Season 4, but so far their spirits are very high. They're having a lot of fun out here. The biggest thing is just trying to figure out where they should be. You can see some of these guys going around. We have Dion getting a lap back. We have David getting another lap back. So they will come around and get to the back of the field and gather those laps back. But that is the biggest thing tonight, those cautions. I'm trying to figure out where you should be. We have a couple of rookies that, you know, they're just trying to figure out the rules and make sure that they're going where they need to go.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we have the advantage of being up in here. I mean, it's luckily, you know, there aren't that many cautions where we can't lose count and lose track. But when you're on the track, especially like I said earlier, if you're a rookie and you're still trying to get used to things, you know, it's easy to forget, you know, where you're at or where you're supposed to be and whether or not you can get a lap back and all that. It's a lot to take on, but experience is the best teacher.
It is. Absolutely. Let's take a look at our top 5. Once again, we have Duke the Rebel, who is leading this group. We have Leaf Justin, who is in second. We have Flow Dog in third. He's very consistently been out front here tonight. We have Sky in fourth. BDF, who has made his way back out front. Here's your top 5. Notorious Nate. He is in sixth. He is the first rookie in this pack that you will see. We have J-Mac in 7th after being the leader and having that wreck out. We have Larry B the G in 8th in that number 73. We have Scissor Blades in 9th. We have Ferrari Nut in 10th, who was up there and running along with his teammate. Wow, that's garbage. But after that incident, they ended up back there. Let's see who else we have back there. We have Aries in 12th. We have David in 13th, Votech in 14th, Dion in 15th. But let's get these guys going to green, 49er. They're counting it down, and off they are going in about 3 seconds. Here they go. Duke the Rebel is out in the lead. Justin, great start off for him, 49er. Who are you watching?
I'm right behind you. I'm riding with Flow Dog, and Justin got a good start, and so did Flow Dog. I mean, I think they hit the gas pedal at the exact same time because they were like right behind each other.
Absolutely. 49er, it is unfortunate to say we are under caution. As far as I understand, David got into the wall. I don't know if there was contact between him and someone else. I do believe that was David. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but we have Dion back there. So either way, I know Dion was involved and he has fallen back.
Oh my God, poor Dion. Oh, poor David. I mean, this poor Homestead track.
You know, Homestead is not kind to them tonight. I knew it was going to be rough. I knew that we'd have some issues because it is tight racing, and I've explained it all before, but if you get on that person in front of you, it will wreck them out. So I don't know if these guys are just struggling holding a line that they need to hold in the back. You see Votek trying to get his lap back, so he will be going around. We have a couple of guys as takers for pit road. Getting a move on there. Let's see if we can get a count on who that is. That's David and Dion once again going in. But man, 49er lap 70 of 102. What do you think we're going to see for the rest of the race here?
I think by the time we get done with this race, I'll be able to draw Social Security.
We've been out here for an hour at Homestead. 150, 70 of 102. We only have a little bit more than 30 laps to go, so hopefully we can get something situated here. They had a lovely green flag run. Hopefully we can get another one of those, but they really need to do a lot of give and take here. They need to separate each other and make sure that they got to bring out that patience. I know it's a hard one, but I can tell you that over Discord we're seeing some frustration coming out simply over the cautions. But they will go green this time around.
Yep. And with all the patience, there needs to be communication. You know, you can't just stick your nose under somebody and not tell them that you're there.
Absolutely. And that's what happened. It can happen quickly, though. You dive down and you don't expect to get that big of a run, and off they go. But we have two guys back there going too wide. Man, it's looking pretty interesting for the most part. It is single file line, but Duke had a great start off of that. We see the back part of the field getting a little bit separated, but I want to bring the fight back here and see if I can find those guys that are going 2 and 3 wide. We have Scissor Blades. He is side by side with Ferrari Nut. Wow, that's garbage. His teammate is on the inside. They're trying to make their way around. We have Aries directly behind Wow, that's garbage. Ferrari Nut, he is going to want to try to sink down low and find his way into the pack on that low side. But for now, he is stuck on that outside.
I'm riding with Flow Dog. I believe he's trying to team up with Justin on the, well, he was, but now he's teaming up with Duke. They're trying to overrun Duke the Rebel. He was with Justin on the outside to try to go past. Then they didn't have enough momentum, or they lost the momentum. Then Justin went high on Duke, and Flo stayed behind Duke. So they're just jockeying for position back.
We do. You know, I'm not sure if they're going to bring out a caution, but Ferrari Nut, you see him almost involved. He managed to bring it back on the road, but Ferrari Nut in 12th, David in 13th. Notorious Nate was definitely involved. He falls back to 14th after having a great run back there.
I don't know if you can hear them in the chat. It didn't look like they slowed down at all.
Yeah, you know, I heard them ask how many people were involved, and I do believe that is only one. There is Notorious Nate as he limps it back to pit road. Looks like they will stay green. Duke the Rebel is still your current leader. Leave Justin directly behind him. Flow Dog in 3rd, Sky in 4th. Flo and Sky are teammates for Fluffball Motorsports in those Chevys. Fluffball. It's quite a name, isn't it? I want to bring it back here.
Yeah, I could have too much fun with that. I'm not gonna do it.
I hear you. These guys are nuts, and I love them to death. We have BDF and Wow, that's garbage. These guys are too wide. Wow is falling back just a little bit. He's going to go too wide with Aries for 8th position, but Wow is falling back. He needs his teammate Ferrari Nut. If you get stuck on that outside, it is not going to look good for you. He's going side by side with Aries, and it is not looking good for him. Let's see if he's got any helpers. They are all taking the low side, which will be the fastest lane when you are together. He manages to tuck in directly in front of Votek, but man, he lost a lot of spots on that.
You got two pretty good packs going on here, Frozen.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. Aries, he got outside just a little bit, and Wow was able to hold it. He makes up a position, moves over to 7th. Aries loses a couple of positions, and he's going to tuck back in behind Votek in that second pack out there. Happy Memorial Day to you too, Jacob. Hope you guys are doing good. Monkey Dust says, let me know what you think of the SnB pace car I just made. I will have to take a look at that, definitely. Let's take a look at our leader, Duke the Rebel, currently out here, still leading the race. Justin right behind him. He is just waiting. We're on lap 80 of 102 49er. These guys are patiently waiting to make the move. Justin in 2nd, Flow Dog in 3rd, and Flow Dog's teammate directly behind him in 4th. What are you looking at, 49er? I gotta know the battle you're looking at.
I'm battle. Whoa!
Oh.
So you got J-Mac, BDF, Scissors, Votek, and Aries, and Wow. Wow tried to make a move on the outside and gain some positions, but he was by himself, and they left him out hanging to dry. Somebody's spinning up against the wall.
Duke the Rebel is into the wall. Our leader is crashed. He is into the wall. Caution is out, guys. We have a lot of unhappy people. I'm not sure what happened, but man, as soon as I switched off of that, caution was out. Justin is your new leader. J-Mac moved all the way up to 2nd. How in the world? Absolutely incredible.
What's going on with Duke? Because they drove around him like he can't move. Oh, there
Duke,
he goes.
He can't. He's having a hard time moving out there. We can go ahead and take a look at the damage. He is going to be struggling trying to get back there. He is very unhappy. He has an issue with Justin. Justin was trying to push him and get moving, but like I said, if you're trying to push somebody, it is not going to go well, and he went off and got spun into the wall. He has a little bit of help. Somebody trying to push him to get him into pit road, but man, terrible circumstances for him. Sky was nice and trying to give him a push into pit road there.
Wow. You know, I think you said something about it earlier in the race. You know, the drafting and the pushing and working together and everything. But like I believe you said it earlier, these are open wheels. They're not stock cars. So you can't push somebody in these open wheel cars the same way you would in a stock car. It's just not going to work that way. I hope that whatever happened between Duke and Justin doesn't ruin the race.
Yeah, you know, it's just how it is with these things. You can't push each other. You can't push the limits here. You gotta play it safe. You know how we saw earlier, we had Sky and Flo and all these guys. They have a lot of space in between each other. That bubble that you have between the cars, that is still gonna push each other. You're still gonna get draft. You're still gonna get fast times. That's what you need to do. You can't push each other. it will just end with the front guy getting spun out, and that's what we saw here.
I think we had a couple of takers for the pits frozen.
We did. Let's take a look at who those were. We have Dion once again into the pits, Sky into the pits. Who else do we have? Duke the Rebel.
I think I saw
Ferrari Nut.
I think I saw Ferrari.
Yeah. Those three have gone into the pits. They are now coming out. I'm not sure if we'll be able to go green this time around. We'll see what they decide to do. As long as everyone is where they need to be, they should be good to go, but we'll see what they decide. Justin in first. We have J-Mac in second. Flow Dog. Man, every time I do this, he is out there just very comfy in third, just waiting to make that move at the end of the race. I guarantee he's going to be fighting for the lead if he doesn't get taken out. I got to knock on wood, 49er. I don't want to jinx him.
No, I don't think we have to worry about that. I mean, you don't want to see a lot of cautions. I don't think we have to worry about jinxing anybody. I do want to point out that, you know, you've got a very good team on the track right now with Wow and Ferrari Nut, but you've got a team in first and second now with Justin and J-Mac. So I think they're going to be formidable opponents, because I know they know how to drive well together and push and be teammates and everything. So this is going to be interesting.
Absolutely. And these guys will stick together. I mean, when it comes down to the final lap, all bets are off if they are safe. But if there are other guys around, do not expect these teammates to leave each other. They want to see that good position. They are not going to go too wide if it's going to destroy their chances for a win. I guarantee if there's people around them, they will stay together. All right, we will go green this time around. 49er, lap 86 of 102. We're coming up on the final handful of laps here. We'll see what they can do with this.
You know, the bad thing would be, you know, once we get that no caution window, you know, they need to, if they're going to have a caution-free race, it needs to start now.
Yeah. I'm very, very nervous. These guys are very anxious to get this going and declare a winner, and I know they want to be it. We already have 3 guys going side by side in the back. I want to take a look, see if we can get back there and see what's going on. These guys are crazy. We're watching Ferrari Nut right now. He's got his friend out there, Sky, in 9th. We have Larry B the G in 11th. Dion in 12th. Duke the Rebel in 14th. Notorious Nate in 15th. These guys going side by side as they kind of tuck in. Man, a huge bump from Ferrari to Sky.
Somebody was there and then they disappeared.
All right, I'm curious who we lost, if we lost anybody. BDF.
We lost BDF.
We lost BDF. Man, you know, I talked about it earlier. He has had issues with Forza and lagging out, and I hate to see it. This guy, another strong race for him. I hate to see it, but we have Justin out here in first.
And he had raced his way back up to the front, you know, after the mishaps and the cautions and everything. He had raced his way back up to the front.
He did, absolutely. You can see J-Mac and Justin working closely together as we have Flow Dog and Votech right behind him. This front pack is absolutely stacked together. I mean, what an incredible thing. We have Aries, who got knocked out and went to the back several times. He has made his way up to 4th. Look who is pushing him. Wow, that's garbage, and these guys really need to be careful. We don't want to see another caution here tonight, so let's take a look. Go on board with our driver spotlight of Aries. He's got garbage behind him. Scissor Blades, that is behind garbage. And he's got a little bit of distance between him and Flow Dog, who is currently in 3rd. Who do you have your eyes on, 49er?
I'm watching the same pack that you're watching. I'm riding with Wow, that's garbage right now, currently in 5th with Aries in front of him. You have Flow Dog, who was in third, but Aries took that from him as he's left to hang out to dry on the outside. Uh, Wow, That's Garbage is about to go past him. You know, you said it earlier. Being on the outside, especially if you're by yourself, it's like no man's land. You are just out there on your own, like being on an island.
Absolutely. You most definitely have to defend that low side. If your car, you get too much momentum and you're going into that turn, if you get up a little bit, you are more than likely going to lose that spot, which is what we saw with Flow Dog. Aries gets underneath J-Mac. J-Mac hits that apron just a little bit, pushes him up the track. Aries gave it back, and that's cost him a couple of spots. Wow, That's Garbage has moved up to third. Flow Dog making a comeback as he is sitting in sixth right now, but he is trying to make his way back up. Where did Scissor Blades come from? I look back and he is just out there in fourth. Is on a roll.
Yeah, you blink and you could be in a caution, or you blink and all of a sudden somebody that had lost a couple of spots just took them right back. This race is starting to be, like I said earlier, it's starting to be the race that we knew it could be, and it's even more important now because we're getting down to those final laps.
Absolutely. A look at what lap we are on, and we're coming up to the no caution zone. Once that happens, there will be no more cautions, and these guys will have to deal with whatever outcome that it is. So they're going to have to be super careful, but yet make moves that get them into that victory. Man, but that's tough. We had Scissor Blades who made up a couple of positions, but once he got on that outside, he got left out. There's a lot of space between him and Ferrari Nut, who fell back. He does not have any help, so he's just going to have to hang on for dear life until he gets some help behind him. That way they can move back up, but Scissor Blades at the end of this lead pack.
You have now entered the no caution zone.
We have, and Justin is your current leader. He does have teammate J-Mac attack directly behind him. Are they going to stay together, or what are they going to do? Will J-Mac try to make his move for the win? But man, I'll tell you what, 49er, they have a lot of people behind him. We have Wow, That's Garbage in third. We have Aries in fourth. We have Flow Dog in fifth.
That was close.
What happened, 49er?
Just as you were talking about Wow, That's Garbage and running down the field, Aries came and his nose went underneath Wow's tail in the left rear, and I mean, he saved it. He backed off. Oh, J-Mac.
J-Mac touched that apron and made it on the outside. Wow, That's Garbage and Aries. They made it safely past him. But that puts Justin without a teammate. J-Mac trying to sneak his way back down and having a little bit of contact with a couple of guys on the low side. He is going to have to tuck his way back in the back of the pack. These guys are not going to give it up. J-Mac is into the wall just a little bit, finds his way back down, but Wow, That's Garbage. He is just waiting to make a move, try to capture that win. He already has a win along with Aries, so he needs to watch his back right there.
Wow's going on the outside of Justin. Oh, he doesn't have it.
That's it. That is the race.
Oh, Justin won!
That's crazy. I was so involved. So Justin is your winner at Homestead 150. Absolutely incredible couple of laps. Wow must have captured second. We have Aries, I think, in third. I'm gonna have to get confirmation on that. 49er, that just went by so fast. Absolutely incredible.
We were so busy talking about, you know, how we want, you know, we hope the race ends, and the race ended.
I do believe Justin is your winner there. Wow, that's Garbage in second, Aries in third. I'm gonna have to verify that though. Just crazy. These guys just going too wide. Incredible racing.
I'm pretty sure it was close though, because Wow went on the outside of Justin just as they were coming down the final stretch before they got to the start finish. I think Justin got him by maybe like a front end, maybe a front tire. Maybe a piece of lint on the hood. Maybe a hood ornament.
Let's get garbage in here. All right, and we'll get Aries in here. I'm trying to get him in here. There he is. Man, I'm having some hard times. All right, and before I start this, Justin, you, Garbage, and Aries, top 3, correct?
Hello. I believe so.
Yes.
All right, I gotta say, congratulations to the Homestead 150. I know there are some tempers flaring out there for the drivers. A lot going on tonight out there. Tell me, what was the race like for you?
A whole lot of trying to survive, and basically the bubble was one thing that I was scared about the entire race, and something I ended up getting Duke with by accident, which I know he's very upset, but I tried my best to help him and the fluff ball duo that was behind me, because we were out front, the 4 of us. But it basically, to answer the question, it was all survival the entire race.
It seemed like that a lot. We had a lot of cautions tonight. I knew we were gonna see a few. It's just that type of racing. It's close, and if you get on the inside of that bubble and push people, it's just gonna turn them. So we saw a lot of that happening tonight. I gotta ask also, you and J-Mac teammates, we had a lot of teammates out there working together. You and J-Mac, we had Wow and Ferrari Nut and all that. Once J-Mac got on the outside after hitting that apron, were you a little nervous on if you could defend that position and get this win?
Yeah, because I knew that if anybody would have done me any favors at the end of that race, it would have been him. And with 1 lap to go, I just didn't want to get got by the same thing that other people were getting got by. And Wow made an awful push at the end. I tried to jump up and give J-Mac a little draft, but it was kind of, I was back and forth between trying to give him some draft and trying to keep the bottom for myself. But Wow made an awful push off the last corner, and he was a couple inches from getting me.
It was so close. It was very close, but you came home with a win tonight, the first win of the season, and you got it at the Homestead 150, so a huge congratulations to you tonight, Justin.
Thank you.
Yay, Justin.
All right, 49er, get an interview on Wow, That's Garbage, who took home second.
Mr. Wow. May I call you Mr. Wow?
Going on, buddy.
Congratulations on a great race. My first question, because Frozen and I were freaking out on all the cautions, did the number of cautions throw you off in your strategy? I mean, it's an oval, but did it throw you off at all?
Yeah. Well, first off, congrats to Justin. That was an awesome finish right there. You gotta love the side by side at the lines.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was like he said. It was pretty much just a matter of survival. There ain't really any strategy whenever there's a caution every 10 laps or so. So you just get in, get fresh tires, come back out, and have at her.
Yeah, and I thank you. I mean, you guys drove a hell of a race. Now, do you think that when J-Mac hit the apron and went to the outside, were you thinking stay behind and make the move at the last minute, or do you think you should have made your move sooner? I mean, what were you thinking?
Well, first, I'm glad that he didn't just come back down like a lot of people tend to do, so kudos to him. But no, I knew if I hopped out, then other people would hop in, and I would probably get shuffled out because the high side just wasn't working tonight for whatever reason. So I just tried to do it coming off 4 and just ran out of steam.
Yeah, and we had alluded to that earlier that if, like, especially there were there were moments, and I think you got caught up in one where you were on the outside and you were left by yourself. But you did an amazing job working your way back to the front of the pack, and
Yeah,
making a
there's
run
a
at
lot of
this
door banging.
race. Yeah, oh, yeah, you're being polite. I call it more than door banging, like door kicking.
Makes it tough, that's for sure. But
Yeah,
is
but
what
you
it
drove
is.
a great race. You drove a great race, and I'm pretty sure if we had like a ruler or something like that, the win would probably be what? Let's see, like a radio antenna,
He
maybe.
said he has the replay, so keep an eye out for that. We'll see it pop up here before too long.
Well, congratulations on a great race. I mean, I was impressed with the finish.
I appreciate it, man. I'm just glad I am able to race. I'm sure you heard about the hectic situations going on earlier today, so
Yes, I did. I
yeah.
did. And that's just, for you to be able to come through all of that and still run a good race, I mean, hats off to you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question for you, Garbage. I was worried that you weren't even gonna be able to race tonight, and you went out and had to buy new equipment directly before this race. Is that correct?
Yeah, I actually got home, plugged it in, ran through turns 1 and 2, and hopped in the lobby.
That's
So
absolutely
I just got
insane.
off the
Wow.
flight, and it's been a
Damn.
crazy day. So
Yeah, for those
Wow.
of you that do not know, he is in the pro league for NASCAR, and he just got home from Charlotte after an incredible weekend. And here he is. He had to go buy some new equipment and just hopped on in. So bringing home a second place, man, absolutely incredible for all that you've been through over the
Absolutely.
weekend. So congratulations to you on that.
Yeah.
I
I bet your
appreciate it,
suitcase
guys.
is still in the car, isn't it?
Yeah, actually it is, to be fair. Everything's still kind of everywhere. So,
Not a bad night to come back to racing, though, bringing home a second. So, yeah, great job out there.
yep, looking forward to Wednesday too. Tune in for Wednesday. We're gonna be running
Absolutely.
Auto Club.
Yep, it should be a great race for you guys. All right, Aries,
All right.
rounding out that podium. Man, you were our driver spotlight tonight. How was it out there in the field for you?
Oh man, this was a nail biter.
I
Very nail
yeah.
biting, I would say the least.
I feel like you've seen every position tonight, the front, the back, the mid. Were you concerned with all the cautions, and what were your chances on getting up front?
Well, once again, congratulations, Leaf Justin and Wild Garbage. It's been a heck of a night, but yeah, no, it started off. We were in a great position. I slid up, gave BDF first there a little bit, was trailing behind me. Everybody started getting pretty aggressive. I could see the nose of people right on my my spoiler there and everything, and that's what ended up causing the crash between BDF and I. Just didn't have any room, and Arrow started pushing him around, try to check up, and all heck went down from there. But a lot of crashes. I kept getting involved in a lot of them. It was starting to get a little frustrating. I think I was the only car to go to 2 laps down at one point. Could not catch a break. Once I went 2 laps down, that's when I was kind of like, okay, well, we're gonna be lucky just to see 1 lap down at this point, so just ride it out. Luckily, things started shifting. I was able to miss some stuff, and fought our way back up to get to 3rd.
I'll tell you what, you are the comeback kid. We saw last week where you started in the back, made your way to the front, had a fantastic finish, and here you are tonight coming back from 2 laps down, finishing out on the podium. So huge congratulations to you. And this is after coming in a race late and already 8th in points. So these points will definitely help you out once again in the standings.
Absolutely, yeah. Like we talked about in the pre-race consistency, we did good. We took the pole, got that extra bonus point, which will help out a little bit. And just to get back on podium, I'm humble about it, especially after the day that transpired in front of us. So, yeah, once again, shout out to Leaf and Wow. I know Wow was back there too. Him and I kind of linked up there for a little bit, even though we're not teammates. And we were just like, let's just follow each other through holes. So it was quite a ride.
It worked, and you guys had a great top 3 finish. So again, congratulations to Justin on that win tonight. Huge win for him, first one of the season. So that'll bring him some momentum going into next week. We're over and out here tonight. First win ever. That's not true, is it?
Congratulations, man. I remember
In this
my
league.
first
Hey.
Is it really?
Pop the cherry, baby. Get the champagne.
Nice.
Yeah, no joke. Get this
Bring
man a
out the
cigar.
champagne.
There you go. Let the pigeons loose. Release the
Well,
hounds.
That's awesome. Well,
Man, it's well
congratulations.
deserving, Leaf.
Yeah, definitely. Insane race tonight. A lot of close battles, a few cautions, and as I was hearing in Discord, some unhappy drivers. I'm curious if that's going to carry over into next week. We'll have to tune in and find out next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 49er, it was a pleasure as always.
As always, I'm happy to be a part of this great race on this great day. And, you know, once we got everything sorted out, it didn't disappoint.
Absolutely. Until next Monday, take it easy. And tomorrow we should be back on stream at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Forza lobby. This will just be open lobbies for fun. So hopefully I'll see you there. But for tonight, happy Memorial Day. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend with your loved ones. And always remember those that sacrificed everything for our freedom. You do have to honor those. And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you, Frozen.
Heck yeah, great race, guys. That was a heck